Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these really quick mini octos. I started making these for my claw machine because I needed something really small that would fit in it, and this actually became a really nice market prep pattern. This takes me less than 10 minutes. Obviously it might take you a little bit longer or a little bit less time depending on how fast you crochet, but this really is a very quick project and I'm excited to share these little guys with you. So let's get started. You're going to need a weight 4 or weight 5 yarn. We're also going to be using a 4.5mm hook, and of course a stitch marker, scissors, and a very tiny bit of stuffing. Since this is a very easy and fast work, I am going to try to do this as a beginner-friendly tutorial. So if you already know these techniques, feel free to skip around. But first we're going to start with a magic ring. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, I do have a more in-depth tutorial up here, but I will do my best to show you right here as well. So we're going to take our tail, we're going to go over our hand, place it in our hand, and we're going to wrap it around our finger so that it comes out the back, and then we're going to wrap it one more time around your fingers and then make an X on the back side so it goes over and the first strand is under. So you take your hook, you go under the strand closest to you, pull the strand furthest to the left underneath that strand, and then when you come up, just twist it into a loop, and then just pull that down a little bit further on your hook there. And now you can feel free to release it or just pull it off of your fingers as easily as you can. And then this working strand here that is attached to your yarn, you want to grab that and you want to yarn it over on your hook and pull it through the loop that you have on your hook already. So that's going to make you a magic ring. Now you are going to have a little bit of a tail in there kind of making it a mess, but just try to get it out of that loop. You are going to want to make sure that you pull it just a little bit tighter so that it doesn't go all loose on you. Now, if the magic ring does not make sense to you, or if you're having troubles, another way we can do this is to chain 2 instead. So we're going to take our yarn, here's our yarn tail, we're going to twist it and hold it where we twisted it, put your hook through, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through one more time, and then pull on that tail, pull it all through, and that's going to make you a slip knot. That's going to start our chain. So now we're going to yarn over and pull through the loop through the first one on our hook. That's one chain. We're going to do it one more time, yarn over and pull through, and that's our second chain. So instead of a magic ring, chain 2 like this, and for the first round, here's the second chain and the first chain you made, and you'll go into that first chain with the round 1 instructions instead of using a magic ring. I'm going to go back to the magic ring, make a magic ring real quick. All right, so for round 1, we're going to put 8 single crochet inside the magic ring, or 8 single crochet inside of your first chain of your chain 2. So here's our magic ring. We're going to go inside the ring. So our hook just went through the loop. We're going to pull up some yarn, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. That's going to make us a single crochet. I'll show you again. We'll go inside the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and we'll pull through both of those loops. So that's 2 single crochets. And we'll go in there again, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. So while you're doing this, you also want to make sure that you're going over your tail while also going into the magic ring. You don't want to leave your tail out because later we're going to pull on this and it's going to close everything. So make sure you're crocheting over both the tail and the ring. So currently we have 3 single crochet. We need a total of 8. So we're going to do that 8 times. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. Now that we've put 8 single crochet in here, we have our tail. We're going to pull on that tail and close that magic ring. Feel free to loosen up the stitches a little bit. I usually always do. Just wiggle it around. So now we have round 1 complete. For round 2, we're going to go into our first stitch, which is right here. We're going to go in through both loops. We're going to pull up some yarn, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. That's our single crochet, and that's our first stitch of the round. So go ahead and place your stitch marker in that stitch you just made. And in the same stitch where you just did that, we're going to do another one. So we're going to insert, yarn over, and pull through 2. So we have 2 single crochet in that first stitch now. We're going to go into our next stitch, and we're going to place 2 single crochet. That's 1 and 2. In our next stitch, 2 single crochet, 1, same stitch, and 2. And we're going to place 2 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. This is increasing each stitch. So instead of 8 stitches, at the end of this round you'll have 16. 1 and 2. We'll go into the next one. 1 and 2. And the next one, 1 and 2. And the next one, 1, same stitch, 2. So we should have a total of 16 stitches at the end of this. So for the next 3 rounds, we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So we're going to go into our first stitch where our stitch marker is marked, make a single crochet, okay, and we're just going to go in each stitch and make 1 single crochet. So let's go into the next stitch, and we'll do 1 single crochet in the next one, 1 single crochet, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and we're just going to keep doing that. Place 1 in all of the stitches around. All right, so in this you should have a total of 16 stitches. And that was round 3. You can see there's round 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to keep going until you have 5 rounds. And at the end of the 5th round, I will meet you back here. Let's start the 4th round though. So replace your stitch marker. Place 1 single crochet in each of the stitches like we just did for round 3. And then do that one more time after this round for round 5, and then at round 6 I will meet you back here. All right, here we are at the end of round 5. So you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rounds. We just finished round 5. And this is what your project should be looking like right now. We're going to start round 6, and this part might seem a little tricky, but I promise we'll go extra slow and I'll show you how to do it. We're going to make the feet, the bobble feet. We're going to be working in the front loop only of all of these stitches. So in each stitch, here's the top view of our stitches. There is a front loop, and there is a back loop, and there is a front loop, and a back loop in all of these stitches. And what we're going to do is we're going to work in the front only of each of these stitches instead of going through both like we've been doing. So this is both, and we're going to go through the front loop instead. So what we're going to do is do a bobble, a modified bobble. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going into that front loop only. So we're going to go into the front loop. We're going to pull up some yarn. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. So now we have 2 loops left. So we're going to repeat that. We're going to yarn over, go into the same stitch, make sure it's just the front loop only. We're going to pull up some yarn, yarn over, and pull through the first 2 loops. So now you have 3. Do that one more time, yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull up a loop. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 loops. Now yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. So that is a total of 3 repeats to make that. Now we're going to go into our next stitch right here, front loop only. And then we're going to pull up some yarn and we're going to make a slip stitch. So we're going to take the yarn that we just pulled up and we're going to pull it through the loop that is on our hook right now. So this is what we're going to repeat until we get all the way around. So we're going to have a bobble and a slip stitch, a bobble and a slip stitch, a bobble and a slip stitch. And that's going to give us 8 legs, and make sure we're working in the front loop only. So I will show you how to do one more bobble foot, and then we'll repeat all the way around. If you need extra help, feel free to rewind and watch our first bobble again. So yarn over, go into the front loop only. So yarn over, go into the front loop only of that first stitch. I'll try to show you. Pull up some yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the front loop only, pull up some yarn, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull up some yarn, yarn over, pull through 2. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. And then go into our next stitch right here, front loop only, pull up some yarn, and pull that through the loop that is on your hook to make a slip stitch. So you can see his feet are starting to form. Repeat that pattern, doing a bobble, slip stitch, bobble, slip stitch, bobble, slip stitch, all the way around until you get right here, and I will meet you back here. All right, we're at our last stitch. I'm going to do a slip stitch. That will be our last. And you should have a total of 8 feet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 little feet. Now, for this next part, this may also seem a little tricky. So for this round that we just completed, you left behind back loops in each stitch. So you can see there's one here and here, because you can see it's raised. There's a raised edge. So we left back loops on each of these stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to decrease in the back loops only of the next round. So if you need to, push your feet in so you can see this line right here. Just push them in a little bit. We're going to go into our first one where our foot was at, and we're going to pull up some yarn, and then we're going to go into our next one where the slip stitch was at and pull up some yarn. So we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of those loops. That's going to decrease our stitches from 2 to 1 stitch, and place your stitch marker where you've created that decrease. So we're going to do that all the way around. We have 16 stitches and we're going to get down to 8. So push your feet up if you need to. There's your back loop, go into that back loop, pull up some yarn, go into the next back loop and pull up some yarn. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Push your feet up again if you need to as we keep going along. You'll see this line. It should be the easiest stitch to get your hook into. If you have to fight it, then it's probably not the back loop. Go into that one, pull up some yarn, go into the next one, pull up some yarn, and pull through all 3. So that's our third. Trying to show you here. Go into that one, pull up some yarn, go into the next one, pull up some yarn, pull through all 3. Go into the next one, pull up some yarn, next one, pull up some yarn, pull through all 3. That's 5. And the next one, pull up some yarn, the next one, pull up some yarn, pull through all 3. So we've got this one, pull up some yarn, and we got this one, pull up some yarn. So that was 7. Last one, pull up some yarn, and this one's really close to our beginning, but pull up some yarn there, and that is 8. All right, now if you have troubles finding the back loops, if you have enough stitch markers, if you have 16 stitch markers, while you are making these bobble stitches in the front loops, you can place a stitch marker in the back loop and close it in so that you know exactly where each one of those stitches are at. And then while you're doing this, just take them out as you go so that you know what stitch you need to go into for this round. So now that we've completed this, we're going to go in to where that first stitch, where our stitch marker is at. We're going to make a slip stitch, and then we are going to cut our yarn, leaving a little bit of a tail so that we can finish our octo. So take that yarn, pull it through, pull and tighten, remove your stitch marker, and now there's a little bit of a hole here. We're going to take just a little bit of stuffing and we're going to stuff the octo. He doesn't need too much because he's very, very tiny. So just enough in there so that when you squish him, he's squishy, but not hard. And we're going to take our tapestry needle. And then we're going to go into the front loop of those stitches that we made in the last round. And you're just going to go into that loop of each one of those 8 stitches. And then once you're done, you pull and close that hole. Don't pull too tight, especially if you're working with this kind of yarn, because sometimes it might snap. So try to be very gentle with it. And then you're just going to take your needle, you're going to go in and out through a few stitches. And once you've done that, just go in through the octopus's body. And then take your scissors and cut the excess. And then there you have it. A very tiny, easy to make mini octopus. No sewing involved. There's a little bit of a tricky technique there for the feet, but the more you do it, the better it gets and the easier it gets and the faster you get, and you can get down to 10 minutes with this little guy. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial for these adorable little mini octos. I hope you found it helpful. If you need extra help with these stitches that you saw, I do have a beginner tutorial up here of all of the stitches if you want to check that out if you need that. Thank you so much for watching though, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.